There's nothing better than opposites on screen because it just makes us think something's going to happen here and it's going to be great to watch. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Jen Lisi. I'm here today to talk about a sequence from a TV show called The Secrets She Keeps. From episode 3, I was the director of episode 3 and 4 out of 6.
Yeah.
With this particular sequence, because we had very limited time in the real hospital, I had to go in there with a very, very clear plan. So this sequence wasn't so much storyboarded, but it was completely mapped out. I went there probably 4 times in pre-production and went through every location and every scene and every angle of where I wanted to put the camera. We ended up going with a location out at Auburn, which is Auburn Hospital. I'm not entirely sure if what I'm about to say is true, but there's some story about the CEO or the general manager of Auburn Hospital being a film fanatic and a huge supporter of the arts in Australia. And there always seems to be a little piece of Auburn Hospital that's available for film crews to use. I've filmed in there 3 times. I've done 3 different shows in Auburn Hospital. So every time we go in with the art department, we need to think about what time the last time I used it and how it looked, and it's to feel different. One of the things we chose to do was dress the ward with yellow curtains, which is unusual in a hospital, but it's probably okay for a maternity hospital, keeps it sunny, bright, happy. And I think also the use of the yellow helps just sort of throw the dice a little bit for audiences in terms of working in the thriller genre. And now that we're in Agatha's head a bit more by using these close-ups, I've tried to keep the camera fairly tight, the shots tight, so that we start to feel a little bit constricted and that we're not getting all the information and information has been withheld from the audience because we just want to focus on baby Agatha. Close up on her, oh my God, there's a close up on Agatha and she does this incredible thing in her performance, which I absolutely love, and she only did it once, so we've used that take. My direction for that particular shot was, imagine that you're a little kid and you look through into your parents' bedroom and there's just this big present with a big bow on it that you know is for you. And so she does the performance and she does this little... She took the note beautifully. And then the next shot is Jack coming back from the bathroom. That is the moment the perpetrator crosses the victim. And it's the only time that they come in such close proximity. So if we'd done it in real time, it would have been very quick and we wouldn't have eked out quite as much tantalising creepiness that you get with the slow-mo. And for me, I feel like it makes us lean forward into the show a bit more and actively participate in the outcome. One of the things I love that Michael and I talked about doing here is not only does he kiss the baby goodbye, which makes us scream at him even louder, but he even touches the nurse on the back and says, "Thank you very much." He thanks the nurse for doing great work, and she's stealing his baby. One of the things that I was very adamant about getting was this down angle on the baby in the crib. It was a whole lot of palaver to rig a camera on this actual crib that we could sit the baby in and be safe and make sure the baby was protected. And I think it's a great moment of tension for the audience to just identify with this baby going, "Oh my God, someone help it." From this point on, we use the lower angle quite a bit. It allows us to look up at Agatha from an unnatural angle for an adult. Again, putting tension in the frame. Sometimes you use a low angle to make someone look heroic, but heroic's the wrong word here because she's stealing a baby. So it amplifies her power in the situation, I guess. It's all about power. So it amplifies her control. Again, another low angle along a countertop, big in foreground, in frame, just kind of makes Jack look a little more pathetic and a little small and very much out of control. And then we go into the bathroom where we change the style, where we go handheld. And we've played with frame rates, so it's to kind of amp up the rising panic and the adrenaline in what Agatha would be feeling now. So we go into a flashback where we change the way we're filming things, and we change lenses, we change lighting, and we're in a different time period. We don't see much, we keep it quite tight on the mother and the baby, and then that takes us back into the room where she's now sort of having a little dance with the baby. So we change the lighting when we come back into that same environment from the flashback. And the idea behind that was just to signify that holding the baby somehow settles Agatha and brings her into a calm state. Working with a baby is incredibly tricky, especially when you're trying to deal with newborns. So in Ep 3, the baby's born to Ep 6, so 4 episodes, and it goes from newborn to, I don't know, maybe 3 months old. There was something like 72 different babies used. So every baby can only work 1 hour a day, and I think they're only allowed 1 day in 7 to work. So you're forever swapping babies, and you're forever thinking about how to costume a baby or shoot a baby so that it doesn't look like it's a different baby. And behind the scenes there's rooms filled with mums and newborn babies, and we're just like, we need this baby now, okay, we need that baby now, okay, we need that baby. And mothers and babies and nurses, the production have to provide a nurse for every baby. So it's incredibly laborious, incredibly tricky, and it's hard work working with newborn babies.
It must be late.
Then we go back to Mum coming out of the shower, and then we cut to a wide shot of them walking into the ward where her bed is, but we had to purposefully choose an angle that didn't give away the missing crib at that point, because we wanted to, a couple of reasons, we wanted to establish a nurse doing something in the foreground, and we also just wanted to save the missing crib moment for the next shot. What I love about the way that camera just drops down and thumps with her horror at the crib not being there is we know as an audience that the crib's not there, but really what we're doing is following her realisation. And even now watching it years later, it still kind of makes my stomach drop a bit.
I didn't read it.
And now we're back to Mum and Dad. We've pretty much left Megan centre of frame, and we're really zeroing in on her performance, her emotion, as she realises something's happened to her baby.
Totally logical explanation.
Okay, great, that's it. Thanks, guys. Hope that was fun. You got something from it. If you want to watch the full series, watch it on 10play.